Hello everybody, my name is Scatter. Welcome back to Divine Journey 2. So here's my automation setup for the Pedal Apothecary. Now it's a little bit complicated. I would say it's a little bit more complicated than the Alchemy Table and Hellfire Forge setups, but not by much. Effectively what it is it first, so the Pedal Apothecary, you have to drop a bucket of water in, and then your ingredients, and then some seeds, right? So essentially what it does is, you're going to turn on blocking mode here first of all, stick the pattern in. So the chest is going to contain all of the ingredients. So water bucket, seeds, plus the actual ingredients for the thing. So integrated dynamics is going to check to see if there's a water bucket. If there is, drop it. If there's not, then it's going to check to see if there's more than one item in there. And if there is, then it can drop anything but the seeds. Okay. And then if there's only one item left, we know it's the seeds, and you drop the seeds. So I think this makes sense. And if you want me to kind of go over exactly how I set that up with integrated dynamics, I can do that. But I figure with the blood magic stuff we did, I did that on camera, so maybe that's a little bit dry for people. But let's go ahead and test it out. So here we go. We have everything here, and I want to get over here before anything happens. Okay, so there goes the bucket, there goes the other stuff, and there goes the seeds. And I did not see the other things. Now, it did. Oh, here it is. Pedal of the there we go. Okay, one thing I did want to do here is just change item transfer rate. I don't want it to output a whole stack at a time, even though that probably would work fine. I don't want it to do that just because I don't know if that would 100% work. Let me just go ahead and make... See, I wish I'd made 2 at a time. I'm sure there's going to be other stuff to make in there. I just want to watch this happen again. I can't believe this works as well as it does. Oh man, so cool. Unfortunately, it does look like the output jumps away. The bucket stays there, but the output will jump away. So honestly, a vacuum hopper is probably the better solution here. I did have this world item importer, and I was going to set that up so it would, only suck things up. You know what? I may still need to set this up because... See, it's tricky because I think absorption hoppers ignore pickup delay, right? So that would make it so as soon as this gets dropped, the thing would get picked up and it would go away. But maybe that's not an issue. I'm not sure. But anyway, I think this works well enough for now. If I have to, I'll probably just try it with the absorption hopper. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, we'll figure out a way to do it with the world item importer. And I think, the only issue is going to be the thing flying away. But maybe we can just have like an absorption hopper set up as like a backup maybe. That seems kind of dumb, but we'll figure out a way to do it. This is enough automation for now, I think. And then we can move on to some more Botania stuff. All right, so having played around with this a little bit, I think the whole integrated dynamics thing is a little unnecessary, because if you drop, say, everything at once onto here, onto the Pedal Apothecary, I think it just all kind of happens anyway. Like if there are items, they're just going to sit on top of it until the bucket of water comes in, and then the seeds are going to sit on top of it until there's a valid recipe. So unless there's like valid recipes for it that are subsets of other valid recipes for it, which I don't believe there are, and if there are, they're going to come up later, I think. It's not going to be an issue. I just set the pickup delay on the exporter to be pretty high, so if the wrong item does come out first, it won't get picked up, and then this will just pick up the outputs in the bucket. So that's all good. Also, I think I had like a dream about why the seeds were coming out second last instead of last, and in my stupor, I was like, oh, I finally have this figured out. I need to go get on the game and fix it. And then I realized that what I was thinking didn't make any sense at all. So that's kind of funny, but I think it'll just work. So let's just go ahead and make our pure daisies here. I'm gonna make 4 because it is gonna go a little bit faster the more that we have. I don't think I'm gonna automate these quite yet. We'll see how much of the living wood and the living rock we're gonna need to make early. I don't think it's going to be super intense. So just 2 spots between. There we go. Very cool. And now the recipes for the Pure Daisy in this pack are kind of interesting. So basically for the living rock and the living wood, you need wood and rock from a particular mod. Well, not a particular mod, one of a set of particular mods. So mostly Divine RPG stuff, but there is some other things too, like the oak logs from the ether, skyroot logs, excuse me, stuff like that. So we can do that. So I have some frozen stone, some wildwood log from Divine RPG, and you just stack them around like this. You can see the particles going on there, and they are going to turn into living rock, and then these are going to turn into living wood. The other thing is we have some dirt. This is from the ether. This is from Icica from Divine RPG, and then these will turn into plant matter, some kind of matter, living matter. Should have guessed that. So these turn into living matter, which I'm not quite sure what that's going to be for, but we do need it to continue in the quest. So just grab some here. And of course we got the living rock now as well. Get the axe out. Do I not have the axe on me? I guess I don't. Oh no, it's right there. I don't understand how I can miss those things so often. Just vein mine those up. And then we can shovel up the living matter. And oh yeah, I guess that's going to happen because shovel can dig up dirt, which makes enough sense. And it's a little bit annoying, but whatever. Yeah, you can definitely auto-craft this stuff with, block placers, integrated dynamics. I'm probably going to go with integrated dynamics if you couldn't tell. Or if you couldn't guess that at least. But yeah, I'm gonna scope it out and see how much we're gonna need first, because yeah, I don't know how to automate this at like a high enough speed, because you can do 1 block at a time, but I think that's gonna be a little bit rough. But in any case, we got our first few crafting materials for Britannia, and so we get some nice materials back here. We can probably just go claim all. There we go. And I can't fit any of it in my inventory, which is fine. Oh, we got a nice book. The Britannia book. Lexica Britannia. But we can move on and we can make some of the actual crafting things. Crafting, like processing machines, I guess you could call them, from Britannia. Because Britannia is really interesting because like it looks like a magic mod, but it plays a lot more like a tech mod. So it is really unique in that way. Warning, warning, you want to automate this ASAP. Use an item dropper or a precision dropper, an auto clicker with your wand of the forest. Okay, so definitely automate the Runic Altar. Okay, so drop or right click the ingredients on. Once the progress bar fills up, throw a piece of living rock on it and hit it with your wand. So auto clicker with wand of the forest. So let's see, auto clicker. There's nothing in the game called an auto clicker. Are they talking about a mechanical user? Maybe that would work. So let's get the mechanical user out. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Let's just worry about making one of these runic altars first. So how do you make this? Okay, so 2 of these incense altars, a bunch of living rock, 3 earthen cores. Which, can you make an earthen core already? No, you cannot. Okay, well, now you can. That should be insanely easy to make. Just put you all the way down at the bottom. Yeah, I went ahead and made a second one of these. They're both connected with P2Ps now, so then they're all just being carried on this line, which is fine. But yeah, okay, so we're going to need 3 of those. And what don't you have for that? Aqueous soil and magmatic. Okay. Yeah, I guess I know how I would automate those, but I don't really want to, so I guess I'll just go make that. And then the other things were the incense altars from blood magic. I already have one of these, but I'm going to have to make another one, which means I need one of these, and I'll just get the ingredients together and then get the Runic Altar crafted up. All right, so let's get into our second now Botania crafting machine, the Runic Altar. There we go. So the Runic Altar, the main thing that I associate with the Runic Altar is not having enough mana. I think mana is kind of hard to come by, and I'm not 100% sure what the best way to go about it is, because we have the Endo Flame, right? And it wants us to make 4 of those for the quest. So actually, in the meantime, I'm gonna need 6 more of these. So let's just go ahead and get those crafted up. Hopefully that just works. Looks fine. Looks normal to me. Those buckets should be back in after a few seconds. Okay, well anyway. We have the Runic Altar, and we need mana for it, right? So we need mana from a mana pool. That's where you store the mana. So we need some Aqua Salis and some more Living Rock, which I just made some plenty of. So just 1 mana pool, I think for now is going to be fine. I may need to upgrade to more in the future. But the 1 for now should be fine. But like I said, I'm concerned about not having enough. So there's our mana pool. We get some lily pads from that. That makes me worry that lily pads are going to be something that we need a lot of for this mod, because that is not something that I currently know how to automate. But anyway, and this is the mana spreader. So this is basically how you direct. Probably the best way to put it. You can direct the mana with it, right? So you would have an item like an Endo Flame, some flower that generates mana, and then point it at a mana spreader, or the mana spreader just has to be nearby. You point the mana spreader at the mana pool, and it just kind of works out like that. And then we need our wrench for this mod. Our wrench. Which doesn't sound right to me. But our wand of the forest. So living wood, a couple of living wood twigs, and an environmental core. Is it environmental core? No, that's environmental tech. I was going to say, isn't it the name of a different mod? But no, it's not a mod that we have anyway, which I'm thankful for in some ways, because environmental tech is a very cool mod, but it's quite... do I really not have enough eucalypt? Really? I know I'm not farming them. I guess I do only have 2. I have a bunch of leaves at least. Probably just place those and break them. But yeah, environmental tech, I remember it being pretty tricky to get into. And you just get these huge mining machines. I guess we have enough stuff here that is going to generate ores and whatnot for us. So not anything I should have to complain about. Now, I definitely don't want to use up all my eucalyptus saplings on this. So I will just get a couple more. I think it said I needed 3. Yeah, because the eucalyptus saplings, they're kind of rare, I think. I mean, I just got 2 from a whole stack of leaves. Let's see, environmental core. If I make 3 eucalyptus saplings, so I'll have 1 left over, and I still have a bunch of leaves, so I think it's fine. I should get the eucalyptus farming. That along with some wood that's going to give us living wood from the pure daisies, which I definitely don't have right now. But in any case, once that finishes up here, we should be able to get ourselves the wand of the forest. So I'll go ahead and let that finish up, and then we can, in the meantime, make our Endo Flames. So the Endo Flames, Strength Reagent, Dirty Reagent, Virtus. Okay. Strength Reagent. So I'm going to get myself 4 of those. Need some more of these potions. Okay. Dirty Reagent, 4. Yep. And Virtus. Those should be fine. No? What are you missing for that? Aerogel. Oh my god. Okay, well, I'm told I'm going to be able to automate this soon via other means, but I guess for now, just grab some lava buckets again. But okay, once again, let me gather these ingredients and we can make some of the other stuff from the mod. All right, we're still waiting for some of the last things in the Endo Flame to finish up, but we can go ahead and make our Wand of the Forest. Now, the colors on it are actually tied to what petals you use. So I'm going to use yellow and white because I think that makes a nice combination there. And I think that is the... or no, this one is... They're both green. I like the yellow and white. Does it look better when they're switched around? Oh, no. Yellow on the left for sure. All right. Very cool. Wand of the Forest. Now, I wonder, can that be added to our morphing tool? I don't see why it wouldn't be able to. Oh, I actually just don't have it. Really? Must have accidentally put it away at some point. This needs to come off of yellow. Thank you. Morphing to... Oh. Oh, no. Am I insanely stupid? This... Well... I guess I lost it. If anybody has, like, noticed me lose it, please let me know. How did I manage to lose it? I must have just, like, fat-fingered Q or something at some point, which is definitely not out of the realm of possibility, but that really sucks. That sucks really, really bad. I guess at this point, most of the wrenches are pretty easy to make, but yeah, well, okay. I guess I don't have any wrenches anymore. Okay, unless it's like, it's not a bobble. Couldn't possibly be on there. Well, okay. I won't worry about it. Getting our strength reagents made here. These copper wires do take forever. But in any case, before we do that, I think we should be able to make the mana spreader now. You need some more living wood. And we can go ahead and use the Eden logs that we got from the quest reward for that. I thought there was a thing with pure daisies where you could like right click. Oh, not with that anyway. You could right click and it would automatically place like 8 around it. Shift right click on top doesn't do it. Shift click on top doesn't do it. I don't know if this is just something that like used to be a thing and is no longer a thing. Also, placing them sideways doesn't even work. This is so busted. Anyway, if there is a faster way to do the pure daisy auto crafting, then again, please let me know. But for now, I think I'll just be bulk crafting in here. I think if this is auto craftable, right? Because like this is only, if I was doing one block at a time manually, it would obviously be a pain. But if I was auto crafting it, even if it's going to take a really long time, for most things, I could just walk away from it and leave it until it finishes and it would be totally fine. So I'm not sure if it's a huge issue. I may just set up a little ID setup, and we are going to have to bring over some ME channels over here, which I haven't done yet, but I probably will just run a line along here, and then we can have P2Ps coming off of it like we do over there, that area. So that is going to be cool when we have all that set up and done. But I'll just leave that for now, because this living wood is plenty for what we need. We just need, can we even make, I like that this doesn't know how to auto craft the actual like block. It only knows how to auto craft the empowered block. Okay, and the strength reagents are just finishing up too. So we will get our 9 things right here. Our spreader. There we go. And strength reagent. You're not out of like will. You probably are actually. You definitely are. Yep. Okay. So I'll fill that up with will at some point. But first, let's come over here to the fake crafter again. And put all of you in here. Oh, I guess this is... No, I did need the strength reagent for that. Okay, I'll finish those up. All right, and there goes the last of our strength reagents that we need here. Let's take it right over to the fake crafter. And there we go with our 4 Endoflames. And wow, that quest completed like the second I picked that up. The frame I picked that up even. That was crazy. So we get 4 Endoflames. And so the way that they work, you just drop some coal on them, they eat it up, and then check if they're connected using your Wand of the Forest. Okay, you definitely want to automate this with droppers on a timer dropping coal blocks. Okay, good to know. And then we also get some hydrangeas, which I believe suck up water nearby to do a similar thing. So now that we have all of this stuff, we can technically now craft all of these mana items, right? And these are basically just you drop them into a mana pool that has enough mana. And I guess we don't get to see exactly how much mana that is going to need, but it looks like not a whole lot, but I mean the mana pool does hold a solid amount. So I think there was something like you hold Control or Shift or Alt or something, and you could see exactly how much it is, or like it zooms it in or zooms it out or some such thing. I don't quite remember, but not super important right now in any case. So I do want first to automate this mana, right? So let me just put this right here, and the Endo Flames have gone away. They must have... No, they haven't. They're right there in my inventory. What am I talking about? Okay. But the hydrangeas, they're also right there. Okay. Well, I just didn't see them, I think. Anyway, so I want to get this set up first so we can get 1, 2, 3, and give you a 4th right there. And then these I'm going to leave for now. But so the Wand of the Spreader, unknown status. I don't know if I don't think you have to click this to link it or anything. I think they link automatically, but you do have to right click in order to like check, right? So it says unknown status, then I click and then I know. So there's no mana spreader nearby, which makes sense. And if I put the mana spreader down right here, and then I can put the mana pool down right there. So now I can focus this to this. There we go. So I shift right clicked on both, this first and then this. You also shift right click this to either feed or suck from mana cells, which I believe they're called. They're the things you can basically carry around them and store mana on you. But that is not something that I care too much about right now. So similarly, shift right click on here to link these. Right. Okay. So now all of these, once they start performing, providing, generating, producing mana, they're going to put it out into the mana spreader. So definitely am going to automate this immediately. However, just to make sure it works, throw you down there, throw you down there, throw you and throw you, and then they're going to get eaten up. And they're creating mana, and you can see there's our first little bit of mana. So you can see a little blue sliver in the progress bar. So it's a little bit fold up. What am I talking about? Okay, but anyway, you can see that they're, I don't know why this one hasn't gotten sucked up, but it does look like that's producing. Maybe it's not, but maybe it like sucked up the other one from this guy. Maybe they're like sharing it, because I definitely only threw 3, right? That's very strange. I wonder what the range on these things is. Oh no, maybe that one was missing one. Okay, well in any case, you are now... See, the mana spreader is filling up, and then every few seconds it'll output to the mana pool. And you can see how slow that's going, right? So that is definitely going to take a while, and that's why we want to have to automate it. And we can look up the exact timings. And I think I'm going to craft an RF Tools timer for that, just to make sure I can make it exact, because that's a very useful item. But yeah, I guess I'll just output the coal blocks to a drawer here, and just have some droppers. No need to bring integrated dynamics into this, because it's a pretty simple setup. All right, I think this is going to be a pretty sustainable setup here. So basically, first of all, I have a comparator coming out of the mana pool, right? And that does indeed work like you would expect. So this redstone power level is proportional to how much it's filled. So once that gets up to 15, we want to stop the coal from dropping, right? So this is coming up around here. Coming into the back of this timer, pause while redstone is active. It's set to 8,000 ticks, which I believe is 400 minutes, which is how long, no, 400 seconds, sorry, which is how long that the coals, blocks of coal are going to burn for in the End of Flames. And then each one of these droppers is set up in such a way to do that. Now, I know this isn't going to be the best way to do it. I know there's something where you can drop block of coal onto a pressure plate and then just have it drop because they burn for the exact amount of time it's going to take for things to despawn or some such thing. I don't want to hear it. This works. I think this works, and that's what matters. That's what I care about. So this is going to be the setup that I use. Unless I run into some serious problems with it, I am not going to change it because I think this will work and do exactly what we need it to do. Now, ideally, I don't want to store 36 stacks of coal in here because that's a huge loss of potential energy, really. So I think I'm going to get some limited item filters and throw on there. But other than that, we should be good to go. We have one limited item filter. I can teach the thing to autocraft those. All right, these are all kitted out with our limited item filters. So I set it to 2 blocks just because I'm worried about, if it drops, if it only has 1 in there, then maybe by the time it needs to drop another one, it won't have 1. I know that's impossible because, 400 seconds and this holds a stack and there's an export bus, but, just in case, it doesn't hurt to have 2 in there. So I guess at this point, I just have to wait for this to go off naturally because, if I pulse it manually, then this is going to go off, earlier than I want it to. So I guess I'm just going to leave it and hope that it works and come back in a while and see that there is some more mana. For now, I wonder if there is enough mana in there to make at least one of these materials here. So if we grab some mithril, we grab some ender pearls, maybe we can make one of these things right now. That would be kind of neat. There's a check mark, which I believe means you have enough in there to make it. Oh, they changed the mana pearl recipe, didn't they? Ooh. What is that of? Fluix pearls. All right, mana diamonds come from hyper diamonds. No. Golden string, which is not too bad at all. Mana glass comes from hardened enderium glass. Mana powder comes from photovoltaic composite, which doesn't look too bad. And then mana quartz. Oh, that just comes from nether quartz, thankfully. I don't think that's a very often used one, but Fluix pearl, you don't know how to make that? I realized, by the way, I definitely did not realize this before. I've been pressing this button to turn off the full slots ones. This button just does that, except it hides everything that's not a molecular assembler as well. So that is really handy, and I'm definitely going to use that all the time from now on. Can't believe I hadn't been. So yeah, it does want 4 of each of these things. So we'll see how much we can do with it. All pearls. Wait, hold up. That must be from like all the way back. Oh, I guess not that far back. Chapter 13. Expensive edition. Okay. So thankfully this stuff doesn't seem to take too much mana. Of course, I say that as I run out of enough mana for the mana steal. However, it's okay. Once we get this filled up. Hey, there we go. They all just dropped. And I guess all of these, well, if they all dropped, I only saw 3, but there must have actually been 4. Right? I think. Because, where else would it have gone? They all... Just to make sure that they all do have their coal. So if they have tool coal now, that means they all must have dropped because they all pulsed. So, okay, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to leave this, and hopefully the timing works out so that they do exactly. If 8,000 ticks is the wrong number here, then please let me know. But I don't think it is, because if you look at the block of coal, it burns for 16,000 ticks, and the end of flames, I'm told, are 2 to 1, so they burn things twice as fast. So I think this should work just fine, and we'll leave this for a bit. I have plenty of coal in the system, I assume still. 3,000 blocks, yeah, that's fine. We'll just leave that for a while, and we should get a full mana pool soonish, and then we can use that for all of the cool things that we want to do with it, including with the Runic Altar. But I think to make anything useful here, we are going to need a fair amount of mana, including... or also with that, we're going to want to automate a lot more of these things because they are made with some kind of annoying ingredients. So we'll get to that next time. But for now, if you made it this far, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.